Hello everyone, this is Rexer of the YouTube and Twitch channel NotQuiteThereGaming. Starting up what I hope to be a series, if not, then, well, at least it's going to be a fun playthrough for myself. We're going to be playing Star Trek Online, and in Star Trek Online we're going to be playing as a Starfleet Engineer. But not any Starfleet Engineer. Because, you see, the only good engineer is an alien engineer, and specifically a Goblin engineer. Oh, fuck. Okay, so this is as close to a Goblin model as I could get. Shortest possible alien race. You know what, I'm really quite proud of the way it turned out, if I do say so myself. Could have been better, but could have been a lot worse too. So, here we have our slightly overweight Goblin engineer. Let's make sure that we selected everything else correctly. Okay, so we have Starfleet Engineer, class info. Survivability, support generators, and controlling the paths of enemies advance with fireworks. Explosions. The engineering officer can withstand the most damage by improving the performance of their own personal shields, while supporting his away team with power generators, or by bottlenecking the enemy's advance with defensive minefields. The engineer's own combat effectiveness is improved by modifications to their firearms or support fire from fabricated turrets and drones. Alrighty, let's see if... yeah, it reset my appearance. Bleh. So let's load again. Hopefully nothing breaks in a spectacular fashion. But the one good thing about Star Trek Online is after you select your gender and your race and your alignment, those three things are set in stone, but afterwards you can go to a tailor and redesign your character in any way you see fit. So for example, I could have this wonderful Goblin, but let's say about a month down the line I think that the Goblin engineer thing is not my thing anymore. I can turn him into an android, or a giant blob thing, or any of these presets on the side, for example, some coral thingy, or various feral things, some sort of a two-lobed whatchamacallit. And I can adjust these things as much as I want down the line. Okay, but we are going with Goblin Engineer. And we have, let's see, stances. We have the gruff stance, which is the most appropriate Goblin stance that I could find. He's tiny. He's fucking tiny. Okay, so I have a name already picked out. Grimo is going to be his name. Oh, is that... enter the name. I mean, you know, let's go first name. Grimo. First name Grimo. Middle name Gikeraz. And last name Blast Wrench. Now, I'm kind of on the fence about making his character name Blast Wrench itself, but Grimo is enough, I think. It's Goblin enough. People will identify it, or rather not identify it too heavily. We don't actually want to completely break the immersion of everyone else playing the game. Grimo, Gikeraz, Blast Wrench. Let's see what sort of ship names we get. Grotius. The Grotius. You know what? That's good enough for me. Okay, so we have our Goblin Engineer. I'm walking you through this character generation because we're gonna start the new tutorial missions right after I press engage. So, here goes. Should be fun. I played through them before once, even though I started playing the game a long time ago because they made me do them over again. Starfleet records indicate that you have completed this training scenario with another officer. Yep. Would you like to proceed immediately to Starfleet Academy? Note, this is your only opportunity to skip the tutorial. If you do, you will be transported to Starfleet Academy and given everything you need to begin playing Star Trek Online. I'd like to play from here. So let's see.
After I left Starfleet, I made it my life's work to reunite the Romulans with their Vulcan brothers. For many years, I lived among them and waged a campaign of peace. Lived long. 21 years ago, the star of the Hobus system went supernova and sent a wave of devastation across the quadrant. I promised to save the Romulan homeworld. I failed. The planets Romulus and Remus were destroyed. Countless billions were killed. My home, my friends, my life, all are memories. Time does not stop for one man, and neither does history. The chaos in Romulan space gave the Klingon Empire an opportunity to expand its territory. Jimpak, the Chancellor of the High Council, traded diplomacy for the tip of a blade. Only in battle, Jimpak says, is a Klingon truly Klingon. The Federation did its utmost to preserve its alliance with the Klingons, but war was inevitable. Romulans want revenge for their lost world. The Dominion is rebuilding its forces. Now the Borg have reappeared, and the Alpha Quadrant balances on the edge of ruin. The fate of the galaxy rests in your hands.
Here's hoping Cryptic doesn't copyright my videos, copyright claim my videos because I played that thing.
Online. Today is graduation day, and you soon will be embarking on your training cruise, where the bulk of the ship is manned by cadets like yourself. This tutorial will introduce you to the basic controls of Star Trek Online, including movement, combat, and interacting with characters and objects.
Tutorial. Okay, so let's minimize this thing. And you don't want to listen to general chat, especially on Starfleet, trust me. Anyway, move forward. Wow, my dude is really tiny, isn't he?
To move,
Perfect.
WA and SRT keys. To look around, hold down the right mouse button and move your mouse.
Yes, okay. I'm gonna go through every tutorial just so you guys get a little idea of what it's like to play. But more importantly, there are story elements here as well. Let's see, so we have some inventory. Wow, that's a lot of inventory. Certainly a lot more than I got when I first started the game. I do need to check some settings because some of them reset every time. Voice chat disabled. Okay, good enough.
People you can interact with have icons above their heads. You can press the interaction key, default F.
Such a novel concept. This goblin literally comes from the game that kind of, started that, but maybe not.
Finally, I was beginning to think you forgot what today was.
Hey, how could I forget our date, Tuts? Annoying character voice warning again. So I am going to roleplay a goblin once in a while, but doing that voice the entire time would be too much. How could I? You've reminded me every day for the past month. This is our actual date. Actual date. Did you get your dress? Whatever. This is not good.
Of course, I was first in line. Oh, before I forget, I think Rasky is just ahead. He wanted to thank you for helping him cram for the astrometrics final.
Obviously, astrometrics, a goblin science. Where the fuck? Locate Raskill. Okay, now another thing you can do in Star Trek Online is press, I think it's default, the V key, which will scan and tell you where points of interest are, but it looks like it won't help us this time. Aha. Talk to Raskill.
There you are. I wanted to thank you for helping me pass that final, and for all the other times you've helped me. I've always admired you. I hope Starfleet recognizes all you've done to lead our class. What ship did you get?
Grade A quality lip syncing right there. I haven't received my assignment yet.
Good luck. Before you report to Lieutenant Farah and get your assignment, you should find Tavral. She wanted to talk to you. She's just up the pathway.
Of course. I don't know what those dashes mean on cadet uniforms. Like, if those were pips on a Starfleet officer uniform, this guy would be a captain. But the dashes, I'm not familiar with that. Maybe it just means he's a final year Starfleet cadet. I should check my own dashes too. Let's see. Yup, I think it's final year Starfleet cadet. What does this girl have? Final year, probably. And this should be an officer. No? Yeah, it's an officer. A captain. Our friends over here should be 4 dashes as well. Now, where the hell is that person that I need to find? Woohoo! 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 It's really funny when I was making this character, this appearance on another alien character I had. It's really funny when I start jumping up on tables because that actually makes me exactly the same height as people. It's really amusing. Why the hell are the doors closed? Huh? Automatic opening? No entrance allowed. Racists. Okay, so we have the map. Ooh, on the other side of the little park here. Let's see. Everyone has 4 dashes. Maybe this is a conspiracy.
Greetings.
Razki said you had something to tell me.
It was good of you to encourage me to retake the linguistics final. I was willing to accept my original results, but you saw that I was not at my best that day. My score increased by 12.8% on the second attempt, well within my standard norms. Now I am qualified to serve as both a science officer and a communications officer.
Nice. Leadership qualities right there. Emboldening people to go boldly where they haven't gone before, or rather, in this case, where they have gone before, but they're too lazy to go again. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Continue.
Morik would like to see you as well. He is ahead of us on the path. Live long and prosper.
Mm-hmm.
Your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map if you are far away from your objective.
Yup. Okay. Okay, dismissed. I think you get all these cadets as bridge officers at the end of the actual tutorial, if I recall correctly. We'll see though, of course.
There you are. Getting excited yet? Once we finish our training cruise, we'll all be full-fledged ensigns. The buzz is, Captain Taggart hasn't named all of his senior staff yet. From what I heard, the advanced phaser training simulation is tripping people up.
We're gonna be full ensigns. Get your training assignment from Lieutenant Farah. Thanks. Farah the Ferasan, eh? Real clever, guys.
Good afternoon, Cadet. What can I do for you?
Is this when I get a new cat? Ah. Is this when I get my training cruise assignment?
Yes, I have the complete assignment list here. Name?
Grimo the Magnificent Goblin.
Let's see. Interesting. Report to Captain
I'd say
Taggart.
so myself.
He's in the office behind me. You're going to have to ask him.
The direction of your objectives also appears on your compass.
What's a compass? Does it explode? Okay.
Objects you can interact with have a glow around them.
They have bells in the 24th century, really? Okay. Deck F. Press F. Okay. Oh, so this guy is half Klingon by the looks of it. Pretty cool. Ooh, looking at the starship models. What's that? I'm not that much of a Star Trek fan to know what those are offhand, but I have seen them in the game before. Let's check his closet. Check his closet. No, can't. Fuck. Okay, so. Talk to Captain Taggart.
Cadet.
Yes, to see me, sir?
I did. I've been following your progress here at the Academy, and I must say, I'm impressed.
Thank you, Captain. I'm real glad you didn't find out that I blew up the cantina that one time, and the supply closet that other time, and whoops, I just told you, didn't I? Thank you, Captain.
I'm just looking at your final test scores, but I don't see your results for the advanced phaser training program.
I'm not a tactical officer, sir. I concentrated on courses for my career track. Or many of my classmates didn't take the test either, Captain. Is that an issue? So sometimes these options do have an impact. Sometimes they're just for flavor. So let's see. If I tell him that I'm just on career track, that's kind of an idiot response. Obviously, you need to be able to shoot some people in the face. So let's side with my classmates and see what's going on here.
I want everyone on my senior staff to run that program, and I want to see good results, no exceptions.
Oh, did you say senior staff?
I did. Like I said, I've been following your career here at the Academy. If you complete that program, I can put you on my bridge. I'll ask my tactical officer to set it up.
It's interesting that he is a half Klingon with a British accent. Your tactical officer, sir. Who is that?
Another fine cadet like yourself. Her scores were almost as good as yours, but her record has a few blemishes.
I suggest
So,
strong skin
Cadet Flores
cream.
will settle down and become a fine officer someday.
Clearasil, I hear that's popular.
I'll
Cadet
tell
Flores, we
to
talked
meet
to her,
you out
didn't
in
we?
the quad. Talk to her to start the phaser training, and I'll see you when you're finished. You're
Yes,
dismissed, Cadet.
sir. Clearing the table, sir. And the chair. Goodbye, sir. Fart. Okay. So we talked to Flores already, didn't we? Cool. She's a classmate of ours. Talk to Cadet Elisa
I got
Flores.
the tactical officer spot. Just what I wanted. Where'd you end up?
Captain Taggart says he wants me on the senior staff, but I have to pass advanced phaser training first.
You never did that? I thought you were Mr. Extra Credit. Everyone knows that Captain Taggart expects all his top people to pass that program.
Mr. Extra Credit, that's me. Extra booze, too.
Don't worry, you'll do fine. Come on, I'll take you to the holodeck and set it up.
Combat tutorial
Since
incoming.
Most of our class ended up on Captain Taggart's ship. Have you seen the whales in San Francisco Bay? I never seem to spot them.
Yeah, reference.
I sometimes forget that Boothby is a hologram. He seems like such a fixture here at Starfleet Academy.
To sprint, tap the shift key while moving.
Okay.
That's one of the console buys
Whoops.
the first round tonight.
Yeah, racing with a goblin, that's not really fair, just so you know.
Setting up the training program now. I hope holodeck 2 is your lucky holodeck.
Actually, holodeck 3 is my lucky holodeck, but I blew it up last week! Anyway. Have any advice for me? I want to pass this, or I'll need a phaser. Let's check the advice.
Shoot stuff, don't die. Pretty basic, really.
Sound advice?
It's standard stuff. The program runs a variation on Mako assault training.
Uh-oh, Mako assault training. That seems a little serious. Okay, I'll need a phaser.
Phasers are in the lockers by the holodecks. You can grab one there.
Press the V key to scan the area.
Yep.
Your tricorder will point you toward your nearest objective.
This is what I was talking about earlier with the V key. It's useful for finding resources and also points of interest like objectives and boxes full of stuff you can find on some missions, like this one.
The pistol has been automatically equipped.
That's not a pistol, that's a phaser. Nice. Holodeck 3. Don't look, pretend you didn't do anything, nothing happened there. No explosions, no explosions. Uh-oh, what's this? It's a smoky Klingon hallway. I wanna go home. Let's see, do we have any powers right now? We don't. We have martial arts, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, because of course CPR can revive the dead. That's the purpose of this actually. It's a single target res. You can use it on your friends or on your bridge officers. Martial arts, meh. Knockback is nice. Stun beam setting. Ah, yes, of course.
In combat, right-click on a target to fire your weapon.
I don't really like these controls. I'll have to switch them sometimes. Okay, so let's do auto-repeating. Shit. Yeah, controls are a little bit effed up because this is a new character. Yeah, these guys are just rotating. Is this a shooting gallery or what? Hello. Okay. Normally right click on my usual setup is auto repeat, but apparently doesn't.
Once you drop out of combat, more detail about ground combat will become available.
Okay. Anything interesting here? Nope, doesn't look like it. Let's loot the captain's quarters. Can't get it. Blarg. What about here? Whatever shiny. I want shiny. Shiny gold. Profit! Exit simulation.
You can holster and draw your weapon with the H key.
Quick draw. Okay, I'm not doing that too long because it resembles something else. Innocent.
Well done, cadets. You're not going to break the Academy record, but your score was more than satisfactory.
Thank you, Captain. Do you have an assignment for me now?
Absolutely. I have a new first officer.
This is the happiest day of my life. Sort of. Anyway. First officer, sir.
Yes. You should be proud of your accomplishments here, Cadet. You have a promising career ahead of you in Starfleet.
Spoilers! Our career as a first officer will be about as short but successful as Kirk's. If you get my drift. Thank you, sir. It will be an honor serving with you. Talk to the cadet.
First officer, way to go. Just a little jealous, I'll admit. At least now you'll get to boss us all around like you've always wanted.
I think you should start referring to me as sir. It's a lot of pressure. I hope I'm up to it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. May I get you a Ractagino, sir?
Yes. Right now, please.
You'll do great. But we should head up to the shuttle bay. Everyone else is waiting there for the ceremonial send-off toast.
Excellent.
The direction of your objectives also appears on your compass. Now hear this. All cadets
Oh, by the way.
shuttle bay.
Ooh.
Prepare for departure.
Yeah, prepare for departure. When you press the V key, you should get out your tricorder or relevant faction scanning doohickey. So we have a tricorder here, which is really cool. Just a little bit of animation flourish, I think. That it's really nice to have it. There are a lot of good things about Star Trek Online, but there are also a lot of just bugs and poor design choices that they are actually kind of starting to fix, sort of slowly. Kind of.
Okay, all of the senior staff is waiting by the bar. I'm sure everyone's a bit nervous, this being our first real assignment and all. So, I'm expecting an inspiring speech out of you.
Uh-oh.
Something heartwarming. Make Tavrel cry. This mission could just determine the rest of our careers. No pressure. I'll meet you over there.
Okay, I will go get my C4. Make a toast for the rest of the senior staff. No pressure whatsoever. Anything? Nope. Ah, yes, this is another thing that really annoys me about the standard control scheme. Double tapping a direction makes you roll in that direction, which is very annoying when you want to do precise movement, because you might end up doing a roll instead. For example, if I were to try and shoot someone and then take cover, sometimes you just roll, and that causes a cooldown, and maybe I want to do something else afterwards, blah, anyway. Hello, is everyone 4 dashes? No, she's 3 dashes. I wonder what that means. Oh, there's the cadets. Turbo lift. This is where we entered, I think. This is, I don't know what, a storage closet, which I blew up 3 months ago. More cadets, 4 dashes. Well, this is a heated argument. Interesting. Arrivals, departures, blah blah blah. Check in with me for debriefing or whatever. To use the replicator, get a replicator requisition from blah. Okay, let's do the toast. Why am I in the middle? This is highly disturbing. May I have everyone's attention, inspire the cadets, intimidate the cadets, or be humble. I feel like explosions would be intimidating. And that's what we're all about on this character. And let's go with inspiration. We are Starfleet after all. We are the senior staff of the USS Grotius. Each and every one of us has trained for the task at hand, and we are ready. Continue to hearten the cadets. Dishearten the cadets. Be humble. Continue the... you know what? If I knew this was a multi-part speech, I should have started with intimidation. That's usually how good speeches go. This shit is very hard. We are not going to all make it. Then you tell them that through hard work and determination, we are going to succeed. even if we don't all make it and some of us die, especially the red shirts. Red shirts? Shit. Okay. I have the utmost faith in each of you. You are the best the Academy has, and together we can do anything. Terrorize the cadets. Show humility. Galvanize. But we will go forth boldly like Starfleet has trained us, putting to use everything we've learned here. Now that's a trustworthy face if I ever saw one. Give me all your money. All your money. I'll give it back. At some point. Putting everything we've learned to use. To Starfleet Academy, to the USS Grotius, to her crew. Raise a glass to the class of 2409. 2409. Okay, well, you know what? Let's actually take a screenshot. Oh, that's another thing that I usually switch. We have the UI rearrange, which is tied to the same key, the same hotkey as the Steam print screen button. So now I have two screenshots, one of which with the UI overlay.
All cadets, please board your shuttles.
May I just say that it might be a bad idea to drink before your first mission? Just saying. Okay, let's chat with the cadets, I guess. My assignment on the ship is that of communications officer. The captain expects succinct yet informative... let's see, chat. NPC. Yeah, we can actually do NPC maybe, but... Or maybe I can just keep it open behind the overlay, and I'll read it off for you if I can't. My assignment on the ship is that of communications officer. The captain expects succinct yet informative communication on the bridge, and that is what I intend to provide. Okay. Kind of makes the channel name illegible though. Maybe I'll move it a little bit. I'll have it right behind my camera. Yeah, that should be good. Cool. It needs to be pixel perfect. Almost. Well, close enough. No, not close enough. Very exciting, I know. Sorry. Okay. Talk with Cadet Zarva. My assignment is acting chief of engineering. All those months of studying the Miranda's technical manuals is about to pay off. So we are on a Miranda class starship. Okay. That's a pretty old starship, isn't it? Cadet Razki. I'm slotted as security chief. Not that I expect anything to actually do anything exciting on a training cruise. That's a weird sentence. Anyway. Chat with Cadet Asher Moss. So you're the one who got first officer. Honestly, I'm kind of relieved. I hear Captain Taggart is a stickler for the rules on his bridge. I hope his rules don't involve heavy regulation of explosives, such as C4, cordite, and thermal charges. I mean, I'm a goblin. Chat with Morik. I'm the acting medical officer. If you happen to trip and stub your toe, I'm the Benzite to see. And chat with Ann Potter. Acting helmsman Ann Potter reporting for duty. Course and speed? Course, my bad. Speed right now. Sorry, I'm just playing a stereotypically jerky goblin guy who is interested in profit and getting laid and explosions. Roleplay, people, roleplay. Toast again? Sure, whatever. Glug, 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 glug. I'm gonna go on this cruise shit-faced drunk. Any more glasses? No? No? No more glasses? Fuck. I drank the entire bar dry.
Are you ready to head to the ship?
Holodecks are off limits to cadets for the duration of the cruise. Gee, I wonder why. Nice load in. Ooh, Golden Gate.
I can't believe we're finally doing this. Oh, look at that. The USS Vesta, first of her class. She's got
What?
subsystem targeting,
Oh,
a crew
yes.
of 750, auxiliary phaser cannons, and even a quantum field focus controller. I can't wait to captain one someday. But here's our ship. Miranda class, 200 crew, 2 forward weapon mounts, 1 aft, average speed, warp 5 point nothing.
Meh.
She's a tough little ship, though. I think I like her.
The USS
Final
shit
shuttle
bucket.
to arrive. We need to get to the bridge.
I should have named it. No, that would. If I would have named my ship the USS shit bucket, that would have probably broken some rules. There are 0 anomalies here. There's one in my pants. I mean, it's not an anomaly. Fuck. Talk to Elisa Flores.
I'm going to check in and then head for the bridge. See you there.
It's also nice that you can see the weapons on your belt. Speaking of which, welcome to the character screen. We have the USS Grotius, Grimo the Goblin. We have some skills here, which we will have to put skill points into shortly. I have to say that the skill system in Star Trek Online is extremely arcane. I mean, it tells you what every skill is useful for. Let's see if I can just show you. So, this skill improves your starship shield and drain energy drain abilities. The higher your skill, the more your abilities will drain power or shield strength from your target. Examples include Tachyon Beam, Energy Siphon, Charged Particle Burst. This skill also improves the magnitude of subsystem power drain from abilities like subsystem targeting, but not the disable duration, yada yada yada. The problem with these skills is you get these kind of random skill points at the top, which do tell you the relative effectiveness of putting skill points into these little slots right here. So first 3 slots are very useful, 54 skill points per. Then the next 3 are not that useful, you get another 30, and then the last 3 are just if you want to go completely specialized, and you only get another 15. The problem, of course, is that these skills tell you which problem is they're both called skills. These skills affect abilities like this, like Tachyon Beam, but you aren't told how much they affect the abilities. Like, you have to invest the skill points before you know how much they affect the abilities. And if you don't keep an eye on the actual abilities, and if you don't have the actual abilities at the time, then you will have no fucking clue how much they improve the abilities. So this is a very arcane part that I'm not satisfied with in STO. Otherwise, and the reason why I started an engineer is because they have done some redesigns a few months ago to the kit system, which lets you pretty much customize what captain abilities you can use on the ground, which is very, very fun, actually. Like, a lot of people say that STO combat is most fun in space, but ever since the kit redesign, I actually like ground combat more. Legitimately, I'm not trolling you. Okay, so let's see where we need to go. We have a lot of things here. Use a replicator, get a replicator acquisition. So we need to go there. Let's see if there's anything interesting. Sometimes you can get accolades, which are like achievements, by exploring the area and finding some interesting things. For example, there is a hidden Elder Tribble somewhere in one of the missions, and you can get an accolade for that. I don't know if there's anything in the tutorial or not. Probably not. Some accolades also give you like plus 1% photon damage or whatever. So it's not like I'm just doing this for the sake of getting random achievement pop-ups. So those are nice once in a while. This shuttle bay is a bit big, isn't it, though? For a ship that small. Hello, Lieutenant Brickers. Brickers?
Name and position?
Cadet Grimo, acting first officer.
I have your record right here, sir. Welcome.
That's right, call me sir. Where is the captain?
Taggart is waiting for you on the bridge. Use the turbolift behind me. It will take you directly there.
Okay. Nobody I recognize in this group. Oh, and also, I'm so very thankful for the fact that they released a uniform code. Also a few months ago. So this lieutenant has a standard uniform according to the code. We have the cadets here have standard cadet uniforms, and this is the reason why I quit Starfleet when I first started playing the game, is because everyone was running around in different fucking uniforms. Pink uniforms, green uniforms, like it was a fucking clown show. So, standardized uniforms, also a plus. Recently. We're on the bridge now. Time to boss people around. You, go get me some coffee. You, go get my slippers. You, go get something. And you, roll, yes, okay. Go get me a status report on my toilet. Fucking shit. Speak with Captain Taggart.
Welcome to the bridge, number one.
Number one? Oh, I'm a Riker now.
Early in my career, I served with a captain who called his first officer that. Always liked it. As my number one, I expect you to ensure my orders are carried out, and to advise me on the best course of action in any situation.
Now that he mentions it, I wonder if Mr. Mask Taggart was ever on The Next Generation. That would be an interesting Easter egg.
But first, we need to get out of dry dock. Get clearance from control and close the shuttle bay doors. Then disable the tractor moorings.
Go full speed and rip everything up in the dry dock. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Let's see. Get clearance from control. Close the shuttle bay doors. Then disable the tractor moorings. Okay. Get clearance.
Earth traffic control has cleared us to depart, sir.
Excellent.
Very good, number one.
Shuttle bay doors are closed, sir.
Excellent.
Very good, number one.
Is he going to say very good number one every time? Let's find out. Apparently not. Release the tractor moorings. Also, can we sit down? No, apparently there's no prompt to sit down. You can't really sit down anywhere in this game. You need a prompt to use the furniture.
Potter, take us out. 1/4 impulse.
Captain, may I remind you that Starfleet regulations specify thruster only while in the vicinity of space dock. So, we know that this guy is a stickler for regulation because of conversations previously, so let's play into that.
Just checking to see if you were paying attention, number one.
There you go.
Take us out. Maximum thrusters.
To sit, right-click on the chair you
See?
want to sit in.
Gotta right click on it. I didn't even get to sit on it 5 seconds and they queued the cutscene. Ah.
Cleared from dry dock, Captain.
Good. Let's start with something easy. Set course for Vulcan.
My feet are going through the chair.
Engage.
Too short. Sweet.
Captain, I am picking up a distress call from the SS Break-Even. Audio
Break even.
Let's hear it, Tyrell.
This is the SS Break-Even. Our warp core is failing, and we are in need of assistance.
Let them know we're on our way. Potter, lay in a rendezvous course.
If those aren't Ferengi.
Transporter room. Prepare to beam over survivors.
Sir, sensors can't read anything in the vicinity of the break-even.
Communications are out as well.
Keep trying to hail them, Tyrell.
Yeah.
Number one, let's discuss the situation.
Ferengi are going to try and trap us and salvage our ship, aren't they? Pretty
You heard
sure.
the distress call, number one. What do you think we should do?
Is this a test, sir? Part of the training course? Cruise.
Absolutely not. We're the closest ship to the break-even, so it's our duty to assist.
It's strange that the transmission was audio only. A warp core emergency shouldn't affect communications.
Good. What do you advise?
I recommend we go to red alert or shields up, better safe than sorry. We need more information before we get in there. I recommend scanning for an hour to see exactly what the situation is. Now, if they have a warp core breach, circling the target for an hour is just going to get them killed, which is dumb. If we go to red alert, that's probably going to make them panic and we won't be able to help them if they are actually people that we should help. So probably shields up, better safe than sorry.
Raising the shields does seem to be a reasonable precaution.
Yes, sir. It could be a trap, and it is.
Flores, raise shields. Number one, get down to the transporter room. You'll oversee the rescue effort from there.
Take the turbo lift. Alrighty. Take turbo lift to transporter. Take anything to scan. Doesn't look like it. Oh, there's 2 turbo lifts. Whatever. Uh-oh. Red alert. Rock, the break-even should be in range. Give me an update.
I'm getting some weird readings.
No shit.
I can't get a solid lock. There may be interference. Trying to compensate. I think I have it. This is a lot different than the training scenario. Beaming them over now.
Uh-oh.
This vessel is now property of Captain Kadek of the IKS Chart.
Oh shit. The Rock, come in. What happened? The Rock. Ah! Snake! Snake!
Stop! Security's reporting helicopter fire in the transporter room, and Klingon transporter signatures are showing up all over the ship. They're boarding us.
What can I do to help?
You have the command codes to unlock an armory near your position. Arm yourself, and any security team members you find.
What about the enemy ship, sir?
We still have weapons. I'll do what I can. For now, I need you to concentrate on getting those Klingons off my ship. Taggart out.
Yes, sir. Okay.